What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Dre the Brute Daniels, and I am so excited to have you with me for my third episode of Brutal Rants. This episode, we're going to be talking about something a little bit close to my heart. Well, quite frankly, all of them have been, but we're going to be talking about character bending in comics. Yes. We seasoned comic veterans know about this all too well, and it's very disturbing and it hurts the heart. Now, for you normies out there that aren't elbow deep in everything in comics and media, character bending is when you take a traditional character that's been established for many years, maybe even decades, and then you change things that's fundamentally about them that either made them great or made them special. Or just made them whatever they were, whatever the creative idea was for that character at that time period, and then you just radically change it for no reason whatsoever that has nothing to do with character development or storytelling or books, anything at all. Usually it's done for social, political, whatever reasons. It's a full-blown nightmare. Just to give you an example of it, Nick Fury. Nick Fury was a traditionally white character, but in recent years, he's been changed to a black guy, I guess to reflect Samuel L. Jackson, which, of course was, a character bend, for no real reason at all, except, sell tickets, I guess, to the black community, even though we would have went to go see white Nick Fury, but whatever, that's not the point. That's not the point at all. But that's what character bending is. Changing the character for absolutely no reason whatsoever that pushes a story forward or anything canon forward. Now, some of you seasoned normies out there that's been dabbling in comics here and there, you may think to yourself, aren't there multiple universes or multiple planet Earths or whatever the case may be? Yes, and you're 100% correct. And first of all, before we even get into that, bravo on you for being hip to the game. So let's give you an example of continuity changes based on a different story. Let's take classic Superman. Clark Kent. We all know his story. Krypton blows up, and his parents send him on a spaceship back home. Back to Earth, back home. Don't want to go back there. To Earth to be Earth's savior. We all know the story. Now, there is a black Superman, as it were. Oops. Where's Black Superman? There he is. There's Black Superman. That's Earth 23 Superman. His name is Calvin Ellis. And his story is completely different from Clark Kent. Yes, he is a Kryptonian. Yes, his family sent him to Earth to be saved, but his story is completely different. And quite frankly, I think Calvin Ellis is based on Barack Obama, and Calvin Ellis becomes president. It's actually a pretty interesting story, but you see, that's the difference. That's a continuity change. That's taking place on a different Earth. It's not mainstream continuity. That's not changing the fundamental characters. Now, what would be a fundamental change is if we now change this Calvin Ellis into Clark Kent. We give him glasses and he goes through the exact same storyline as Clark Kent does, but now he's black. Now we have ourselves a character bend, which of course Hollywood is trying to do. They're literally trying to make a black Clark Kent. I can't even say his name. I'm getting boiled already. They're trying to make a black Clark Kent. Has the same story. Everything is except he's black now. That, in of itself, is offensive on so many levels. And I'll get to that. I will get to that in a moment. I'm gonna get to that. That hurts my feelings. That really hurts my feelings. But anyway, so that is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to look through a couple of glaring examples of it happening in comics and the media and why it's so offensive. And we're going to start with a very, very recent one. We're going to talk about Ajak. Now, you might not know who Ajak is if you're not seasoned. Ajak is one of the Eternals. Now, as you may have heard, there's an Eternals movie coming out. Now, as you can see by my image, you see Ajak. Okay? You see him? Yeah. Does he look like Selma Hayek to you? No. Selma Hayek is beautiful and glorious. Make no mistake about it. But she ain't a Jack. She looks nothing like him. This is a character bend that makes no sense. Just made a white male character into a Latino lady. Selma Hayek is Latino, right? Yeah, she's Latino. But for what reason? For giggles. Why not? New direction, they call it. No, it's called being a hack. You have no ideas left, so you're stealing and changing things. It's a waste of my time. Ugh, God. It's been not even trying anymore. It's whatever. All right, next example, and one of my personal favorites. Question. OG Question. I loved Question back in the day. Like I think he was in the first Blue Beetle number 1. Yeah, Blue Beetle number 1. And one thing that man, I can't even get my thought out. Vic Sage is great. That was the male version. Vic Sage is great. And then when the new 52 came around, they pretty much pretended that he wasn't ever the Question anymore, and they made Renee Montoya the Question because she's betterer than him at it, I guess. I don't know. There's no reason for it. I mean, it doesn't advance the character. It doesn't advance the story. They try to write it in like, oh, she was the secret protege of Vic. And like, no, she wasn't. That wasn't a thing. And get off my television. Just get away from my television. Television. My comic book. Get away from my stuff. Stop touching my stuff. You see what I'm saying? You see the pattern here? You see the pattern? Another one. The Ancient One from Doctor Strange was turned into a white lady in the movies. Just because. You all are getting the point. You all are getting the point that these characters fundamentally are being morphed and changed for absolutely no legitimate reason at all. But it's not just, well, primarily, as you can see, it's usually a white man being changed into something different, whether it be another woman, into a woman or to another race, whatever the case may be. It's usually the white guy that's just being changed, and I don't think that's fair. Create your own characters. Just create your own stuff. If you want to base a character off something, go freaking bananas. That's great. But if you're going to just sit there and steal, then change it to view your mirror your politics, that's detestable. At least tell a good story. But they're not doing that. They're just taking things and changing them, and that's wrong. Fundamentally wrong. If I go into your house, take your stuff, and then write my name on it, or morph it into something else and claim it as my own and say that this is the way it's always been forever, you're going to be pretty pissed off at me, as you should. But of course, it doesn't just stop at color and changing from male to female, also orientation. This is Iceman, once known as the Playboy X-Men. He was booking all types of chicks, and like high profile, like Polaris, and of course Kitty Pryde. The relationship he had with her was notorious to span decades over comics. Not anymore. Now he's a representative of the alphabet community. How? They just say he just woke up one day and said, hey, I think I'm into guys now. What? That's not right. Don't take something from a different group and then make it into your own. Create your own character. If you create your own character that's part of that community, if that's what you want to do, go Billy Berserk. Don't mess with someone else's vision, because when this vision was created in the 60s, and I can't remember the guy who created Iceman off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't his vision for the character. Why change somebody else's vision? If I go and take the Mona Lisa and then change the Mona Lisa into, I don't know, black lady with dreadlocks, what all I've done is just smeared over someone else's vision. That's not right. That's not fair. There's nothing cool about that. It's insulting. and is creatively bankrupt above all else. And this one, the next one I'm about to show you here, is one that really pierced my soul just a tad bit. The relationship between Tim Drake's Robin and good old Stephanie Brown's Batgirl is a legendary couple. And in my personal opinion, I think is an underrated couple in comics. It should be up there with like Rogue and Gambit, you know what I mean? Like something infamous like that. Oh, or Daredevil and Elektra. I really think their relationship is top notch. Spanned multiple issues. Not anymore. Tim Drake, out of nowhere, is now part of the alphabet community. Does anybody know why? Other than for political reasons and political gains? No, there is no reason except to check boxes and steal characters? Oh, there is none. Oh, okay, so everyone has wasted their time. That is terrific. It hurts because it's lazy. And let me talk about that laziness for a second. These creators have every advantage at their disposal. Writing, producing, all the comics ever written. And yet you don't have a single creative bone in your body. You can't sit there and think to yourself, let me create something. No, let me just take it and change it into my own image. That's lazy. You're hacks. Everyone that's doing this is a hack. Give back your comic checks. You're hacks. And you make me sick. Right there in the tummy. You make me sick. It's gross. It's gross, and there's no reason for it. If man, I can't even justify any of this wrongdoing whatsoever. It's whatever, man. It's gross. It's gross. You all should be ashamed. I know you're not, but should be. You should be ashamed. So now that we covered all the bullet points, there's another little special thing I want to talk to you about the character bending, and that is the elimination of redheads and gingers in the media. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but every time that there's a character that's historically ginger or a orange-haired or red-haired character, they have been turned into black people. Don't believe me? Jimmy Olsen, Superman's best friend. I still don't know how that works. Superman's best friend throughout 80 years of comics is a black dude on Supergirl. For what reason? No reason. Just is. Well, that's one. What about another one? Oh, right. Mary Jane Watson was then replaced by Zendaya and played Michelle Jones, whatever. MJ. God, those movies are bad. I don't want Spider-Man movies. Whew, those are terrible films. Anyway, once again, historically redheaded character replaced by black person. And one more I'd like to throw in there, which hurts my heart. Starfire. I love Starfire from the Teen Titans. Guess what? Black lady. Now, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but if you're a redhead or a ginger, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but if you were gonna hoo and rah about, what was that, equality or what's the word, representation, you might want to take a look at this. 1 time is an accident. 2 times is a coincidence. 3 times? Homie, that's a pattern. Get yourselves together. Do something. Stop this madness. But anyway, the bottom line is, Character bending is a nightmare, and it's creatively bankrupt, and it's an insult to the art. Because if the original characters were meant to look or act a certain way, they would have been written like that years ago. Make your own stuff. Write your own characters. Then you can make them any way you want. But stay away from classic characters. Don't touch them. Leave them alone. Thank you for watching the vid, everybody. I know this one wasn't as fun and everything, but this is just something I had to get off my chest because it's insulting to the art. And when art is under attack, that means every creator, indie creators like myself as well, that makes us under attack too. The creative visions that we have, someone can just swoop in and then just morph it into something that has nothing to do with what you created. It's wrong. It's wrong, and it's time to take a stand against that kind of stuff. But anyway, hope you liked the vid. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Heck, even if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear what you think about it. I'd like to hear if you think the new character bending is great. If that's your opinion, I want to respect your opinion, and I would like to hear your opinion on that. I would love to have a discussion. But anyway, thank you once again for checking out the vid. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow me on all those cool social media platforms. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Check out all my links in the description below. You all have been awesome. You've been great. And I will catch you all next time. Also, if you want to support my channel, check out spinwiz.com or download the SpinWiz app and check out my comic series, Trouble. It was written with a lot of love, and it was definitely my favorite comic series to write. I've also written it in English and in Spanish, so whatever floats your boat, I got it for you. Thanks again, and check it out.